Okay, so what kind of situation do we have at the moment from a weekly perspective on AUD NZD? Now, clearly the market has created this W formation. And after a W formation like this, what do you expect? Specifically, after a market has basically gone to retest exactly the previous support here. Okay, support around this area now turned resistance, you definitely expect, since the W formation is completing exactly at the previous support turn resistance, to see the market reject aggressively and make a move to the downside. That is exactly what we expected, and that is exactly what the market is doing. Now, specifically, if you want informations on this next move in the market, where are you supposed to be taking your Fibonacci? On the previous leg. So basically from the low to the high of this retracement of this actual previous leg here. Now, bringing back all the levels, what we can see that the minus 27 was lining up perfectly with this previous support and resistance, exactly what you expect from the market in this kind of situations. To see Fibonacci levels show you basically exactly where you have the strongest levels of support and resistance. So from a weekly perspective, we can expect the market to continue all the way to this level here. Why? Because it's the nearest structure that we have. To identify it more clearly, you can go down on a line chart and you can basically put this a horizontal ray exactly on the structure, and basically will be even more precise. So this is overall where we expect the market to go from a weekly perspective. Now, if we go down on the daily, what kind of situation we can see? Now, from a daily perspective, it's pretty clear that the market has strong structure at this area. How did we identify it? Because the market had basically created this beautiful impulse to the upside and stopped exactly here and made this move to the downside. Then the market tried to break again above this area and again found resistance, but finally it broke to the upside, but it ended up obviously being a fake breakout, because from a weekly perspective, we definitely wanted to see the market reject its zone aggressively. And now that the market has broken this structure back to the downside, this is new resistance. So where is the best probabilities? Now, if the market will make another minor move to the downside and go for a retracement back inside of this area, what we will have? We will have the possibility to create this head and shoulders here, and we will have clear structure acting as resistance for a possible continuation to the downside and basically completion of this impulse, correction, and impulse to the downside. Plus, what we also will have is clear Fibonacci confluence, because by taking our Fibonacci from the high to the low, again bringing back all the levels, and I also want to show you basically the levels, what we can see is that we will have a clear confluence of either the 0.382 or the 50% retracement, it depending on how low this impulse to the downside will be before the retracement starts, that will be lining up perfectly with structure, basically creating a nice confluence area. And what we will be doing with students, inside of this confluence area, we will definitely be monitoring price action for some possible short positions. Now, if we go and see what is the situation from a COT perspective, so what hedge funds are doing at the moment on a basically AUD and a NZD with a new report, what we can see. Now, with the last report, basically that came out, we can see that the positioning of hedge funds is pretty interesting on the AUD. In fact, we can see that they added 3.2k short positions on the AUD. Probably now they also closed other longs during the move to the downside, overall bringing net positions definitely lower from a minus 25k that we had here all the way down to minus a 37k net positions. So overall, definitely a pretty low in net position. So AUD definitely getting weaker, which is definitely what you expect, given the fact that it is basically a commodity currency. And if we go and see what is the situation from an NZD perspective, what we can see is that overall net positions kind of increasing from minus 20k to minus 13k, obviously with some longs added. So overall NZD not very strong, but at least we can expect to basically get a little bit stronger and continue bringing down AUD NZD. So overall, this is what we will be monitoring with students. If the market will give us a nice clean retracement to here and the possibility to complete this impulse correction and impulse pattern to the downside, we will be monitoring price action on the 4-hour time frame inside of this area, waiting for the market to shift from a bullish market to a bearish market and provide to us one of our valid entries with at least a 1 to 3 risk to reward for this move to the downside. Now, if you enjoyed this free analysis and education, make sure you drop a like and a comment. It really does support the creation of more free education and analysis for all of you, and I will see you in the next video.